All right. Sit comfortably in your seat or whatever posture works best for you that keeps you alert but relaxed. If you can settle your spine and your hips so that you can sit in a balanced way, that's ideal. And we'll begin with 3 bells. Take one deep breath in and out with each bell. In and out. Now let your attention just focus on the fading of the bell. You hear it kind of rhythmically hum as it fades to nothing. And then turn your attention to your breath. Feel yourself breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And if your attention wanders, just bring it back to that breath. You can focus on your belly, the breath entering as your belly rises and leaving as your belly falls. And as a reminder, this is a body practice as well as mind and attention. So you can feel that cool air coming in through your nostrils. You feel your lungs filling with air as you breathe in, your diaphragm rising to open those lungs like a bellows. Then your belly falls and your lungs begin to deflate like a balloon. You feel that warm air leaving your nostrils that's been warmed by being in your body. Follow it to the end, and then begin again with the next breath in. Again, feel your belly rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. You may even become aware of how really effortless breathing can become. You begin that breath in by rising the belly, and it just kind of completes itself. And then once it's full, you just relax. And like a balloon deflating, the air leaves and your belly falls. And then the next breath begins again. So we follow our attention and our breath, breathing in and breathing out. We didn't meet last week. We meet on Thursdays, and last week was Thanksgiving. And I thought this is a good opportunity. I like to do gratitude meditations, and this is a good opportunity to remind ourselves that gratefulness, saying thank you, is not a one and done kind of thing. We don't just sit with our family and each of us say what we're grateful for and then we're done for the year. Gratitude is a state of mind that's good to practice and encourage, plant the seeds and let it grow. And there's so much to be grateful for. We can begin by first of all pausing. So often we don't pause in, especially this season coming up on the holiday of Christmas, where everyone's caught up in speed, busyness. And instead, this mindfulness allows us to pause for a moment, pause to just watch our breath. Notice the pause between the out breath and the next in breath. And in that pausing, we can begin to look at all we have and all we can be grateful for. Another thing I've been finding that works well is to put that slight smile on your lips, on your face. Thich Nhat Hanh recommended this years ago, and one thing he pointed out was that it, as we often hear, it takes many more muscles to frown than to smile. So you're already starting from a relaxed place if you're smiling. And you'll notice it does affect your attitude and your approach. Approaching things with a sense of joy rather than if you set your jaw or frown, you can turn even a gentle, joyful practice like this into a chore, wearing that look of grim determination that we do for so many things that are even good for us or pleasing to us. So try that and see what it does. If it shines and lets a little more light in to your heart and mind to hold that smile. It's a thing again that if you forget to do that, you can always return to that smile, which gives you an opportunity to see kind of where your mind has gone since it left your face. And again, what it may do to bring that smile back to your face. So we breathe in and out, in and out. And even the little things we can hold gratitude for. This fact that we breathe, these bodies we have that keep us alive, that can draw oxygen and energy from the air around us, air which the earth provides to us. It's there, it's free and plentiful for all of us. So you can be grateful for breath. You can be grateful for the air. You can be grateful for this body that you're able to sit with, that senses sounds, sensations, thoughts, feelings like breath. It walks us from one place to another. It lets us laugh, share time with others, lets us be still. Little things I know, but when we can pause and really take them in, it's quite a wondrous gift. And we can just nod our heads in recognition of that and in gratitude. And we can think of not just the air, but the earth, how it supports us and gives us a home. The beauty of it, too. Last night there was a full moon on this new fallen snow, and I just could not believe how beautiful it was and felt such gratitude for it and to be able to see it and witness it. And as we pause and begin to look at those other things we can be grateful for, one of those things is the many people around us, friends, family, people in the community, the bus driver, the police officer, people who work to keep this world open to us all, and our friends who support us when we're down, who can sometimes just sit with us in silence when we need it. We know just from sitting together in this room how powerful that can be. And again, we're grateful for that. If that smile has left our faces, it brings it back to us. There's a wonderful prayer that begins meals in Buddhist monasteries. And part of it says, innumerable labors have brought us this food. We should be aware of how it comes to us. And so often we aren't aware. And it's that busyness and that lack of awareness that affects our gratitude. Instead, we can eat a meal and think of all the things that contributed to this food reaching the plate before us. The sun and the rain, the farmers who tilled the soil, planted the seed, worried over the rain and sun, harvested it and sent us by way of supermarkets and food production and canners. All of these people who contributed to getting this food to the grocery store or the co-op where we can go and buy it and bring it home to cook it. So much behind this one plate of food. Sun, rain, innumerable people that have brought us this food. If we can just be aware of that, it gives us that additional feeling of gratitude, of what a gift it is. And again, we can nod and in our minds say thank you. The other side of that is that it can give us a sense of not so much, well, perhaps you could call it debt. The fact of all the people, all the things that work together for our lives to be as they are. And when we feel that, when we can feel it with gratitude, we naturally want to pay that back to those people, to our friends and family, or just to the world in general. We can act with a little more kindness towards someone else. We can do something that may not profit us immediately, or we don't even know how it profits anyone else. If we're hiking, we can remove that branch that's fallen across the path, knowing that that will help someone who comes along behind us. This whole life is a chorus of giving and taking, giving and receiving. And we can be part of not only receiving with gratitude, but giving with gratitude, with thankfulness for what it brings us. So that that smile on our face, we don't have to give our attention to it to hold it there. It's a natural outcome then of our gratitude and our awareness of all the things that come to us and all the beauties of this world. So that sometimes we might even be overcome with an urge to just stand on a hilltop looking at all that beauty and either silently or in a great shout just say thank you to this world. So as we're heading into the Christmas season where there are thoughts of giving to others, thoughts of sharing time together in joy, but also the commercialization of Christmas, the anxiety, the busyness, where we get so caught up in what we receive rather than what we can give. We think back to being children where we would be so excited and want that one gift. And if we didn't get it, we could suddenly our whole world fell apart and we had no gratitude. And as our parents would just tell us sometimes, be grateful for whatever you're given and let the giver know you're grateful and say thank you. So when we rise from this meditation, just practice that sense of gratitude and saying verbally and out loud to people, thank you, that you're grateful for them. But also you can have it be an inward thought. Thank you. Someone has said one of the best and shortest prayers you can say is thank you. So try that these coming weeks and see if it not only changes how you feel, but it changes the world around you to feel and express that gratitude. So I'll ring the bell and we'll take 3 deep breaths. Just set a closing to these few minutes we've spent pondering gratitude. And then we'll go forward and try and carry that sense of gratitude and attention and pause and joy with us.